people, welcome back to Hilltop Farm, Dorset, and it's the bank holiday weekend, which don't really mean a lot to me because I'm self-employed, and yeah, it's just another day. It just means really when I go to work on the Monday, nothing's open. So anyway, but fortunately this weekend we're not working the Monday. So yeah, we're going to be spending the weekend up here. Anyway, so it's going to be a busy weekend. Got a lot on the agenda. Now the first issue I've got is I'm now stood in the vegetable plot and we've got this problem. Now walking in the vegetable plot, I'm not sure if the camera's picking up on that, but there's lots of little feathers, and as I just walk down here, there is a pheasant head, and that's not good. Now, been speaking to a friend of mine, and because we're in the orchard and there's no foxes can get in there, a pheasant head just on its own, feathers dotted about, and there is another clump a bit further up, and he said he reckons it's a bird of prey. Now we do have quite a few buzzards flittering about, and I have noticed there's some red kites as well. They look absolutely fantastic, they're beautiful birds. And I've had a couple land up into the trees. A little bit concerning when you've got lots of poultry, but so anyway, with that incident there, and I only spotted that yesterday, it has now led us to another little problem. Right. And this problem is a nice problem, as weird as it sounds, but just behind me is the gander, and there's the goose pen. Now behind the gander is a nest box with 2 geese in it, and if I remember rightly, I counted about 16 eggs in that one nest box, but there's 2 geese in there, and they've been sat on the geese. Now, yesterday, going into the goose pen and feeding the geese, I noticed there was 4 goslings. Now, which is great, which is really, really great. And I didn't want to get any closer because I've got the dogs with me, and if I can't go over a bit closer, the dogs will follow me, and then the goose will start going off. So I'm keeping my distance. But the problem I've got is finding the pheasant head in the vegetable plot, and I've got a load of goslings just here. So what we've decided to do this weekend is camp up here for the weekend, because reading up on the geese, when they've got goslings, they stay in the nest, and usually around about 48 hours they will leave the nest, and the mother will take them away, take them to the pond, and look for food. Now what I'm worried about is my goose pen doesn't have any netting over the roof, and I'm worried that red kite, buzzard might come in, take the goslings, although the geese are very protective over their goslings, very protective. And I thought the only way I can combat this, especially for the first couple of days, is actually come up here and camp. I'm just turning the tap on just to run some water in the goose pond, just to freshen it up. Come on, dogs, come on. Willow, goose, come on. Yeah, so And I thought, well, if we come up here, we camp for the weekend. Obviously I don't have to go to work Monday. That means then for the next 3 days, hopefully the goose, Willow, hopefully the geese will leave the nest with the goslings, and with our presence here, they're a bit more protected from any birds of prey. That's the theory. Now, the other little problem, well, it's not a problem, is in the brooding shed there, we had 7 goose eggs. Now, one hatched out of the 7, the other 6 didn't. I left them in there for a couple of days, longer than what they say. They say, I think, between 32 and 35 days. I left them in there for about 37, and they never hatched. Anyway, the one gosling did. Now, I've looked up on the internet, and apparently that gosling, if we can introduce it to the geese, when they leave the nest with her goslings, apparently they will adapt other goslings. So I'm hoping over the weekend they're going to leave the nest, and then we're going to take, I think Nicky's named it Jerry, I think it's Jerry. Anyway, hopefully we're going to release that gosling in with the others, and they'll adopt it and take care of it. That's fingers crossed. I'm really hoping that does work, because at the moment we just got one gosling and he's in there on his own. I did think about, when he started getting his feathers, putting him with the cool ducks, so he's got some ducks to socialise with, but it'd be better if we can get it in with the geese. But hopefully when they do leave the nest, we'll do that, and I'll guarantee I will catch it on film, and fingers crossed they will accept it. And it's a beautiful day. Happy days. Good morning, everyone. It's now Saturday. It's about 7:30 in the morning, and we're just gonna shoot off to a poultry auction in a minute. Looking at getting a couple of hen birds, so that'll be entertaining. And a little update on the geese. I'm just come over by the goose pen now, and I'll show you what we've got. Right, I don't want to get any closer. I'm just going to zoom in. So we have now got one of the gander on the left. One of the geese have come out, and we have got 3 goslings that have left the nest. Obviously mum's very protective over it, and I believe there's 3 goslings that have left the nest, and I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Definitely see 6, I think, in the actual nest box, all itching to get out, I think. But so that's a total of 9, I believe. So we're going to go off to the poultry auction. Come back a little bit along, just don't want to disturb them too much, but we're going to come back from the poultry auction and then introduce Jerry, which is in the brooding shed, and hope that they adopt them. Now, what we have been noticing is the gander has been going over to the other nest box a bit. Whether he can hear any chicks or anything in that nest box, I don't know. But yeah, happy days. Yeah, so we're gonna leave them be for a minute, and we're going to go to the auction, and I think we're going to try and see if we can get a couple of more laying chickens, hopefully another pair of, well, not pair, 2 light Sussex hen birds for eggs, and yeah, and let's see if the goslings are all out when we get back. We're at the bird auction and lot number 8. These 2 take our fancy. There is a few pairs of light Sussex. I'm going to see how we get on. What do you reckon? Right, we've just come out the poultry auction. Hasn't started yet. We've just been viewing, and there is a few lots that we're sort of interested in. Definitely after another pair or a couple of light Sussex.
Did you just say a couple of pairs?
No, just a couple light Sussex hens, and yeah, there's quite a lot in there. There's a few turkeys we're not having, but there is a few different lots that we want to see what prices they go for. There's I'd like to see how much the peacocks go for, and the golden pheasants, although peacocks, you got more land than what we've got, I think, for them to run around. So yeah, I don't know how long we're going to be here. We're just going to have to see. Anything you want to add to that?
Oh, well, I don't know how long we're going to be here, but Roger's taking Shy into a duck nest in a house, which is the very last item.
Yeah, unfortunately, lot number 740, but I don't want to be here all day just for that. But we'll see how we go. The first pair is lot number 8, so if we happen to buy them, then we just have to see what happens.
You know we will, because I've got...
No. We've got to be sensible. Sensible. Right.
Are you
okay.
paying?
No, you are. Right, just come back from the auction. Spent a little bit of money, not a huge amount. What we did manage to buy is a couple of light Sussex chickens, point and play. And also bought a pair of golden pheasants. When you see it, the cockbird looks fantastic. Lovely colouring on the cockbird. Yeah, and so now come back from the auction. I'm just driving up to the farm now. I shall put them. Yeah, I shall take them out of the crate. I'll put the chickens in the chicken house tonight. I'll put them in a little run for the rest of today, and then put them in the chicken house, close it up overnight with the other chickens, and then let them out in the morning, and then they know where to go to bed every night, go to roost. The pheasants, I'm going to put them in a smallish run next to the ducklings, and I shall leave them in there, and leave them in there for a week or two, let them get used to the environment, and then I'll just open the run up, and then they can have the run of the middle section along with the quail, and at the moment some of the ducklings. So now we're going to go up and check on the score with the goslings. Hopefully they've all left the nest. 3 of them had this morning. Hopefully the goose and the gander are keeping tabs on them. So far we've got 7 that have left the nest. They're outside, and I know there's still at least 2 more in the nest box. So far so good. We're just starting to get a little bit more adventurous, because we've been within a foot of that nest box all the time, and now they're just starting to reach about a little bit more. But I wish they'd all stick together. Good morning, you lovely people. Today is Sunday of the bank holiday weekend, and last night I brought the bantams up, the light Sussex up, and the golden pheasants, and it chucked it down. So I didn't do any video footage, just because it rained so heavy. So I managed to get the light Sussex in the house, which I'm just about to let them come out. They're in that one there behind me, and the golden pheasants I put in a pen, clipped the wings, but they got out of that pen, but they're still enclosed in the main area, so I can show you the footage of them. The goslings have just come in, and looking over there, I think all the chicks are out. When I pulled in 2 minutes ago, all the geese were out of the nest box, the 2 females, but they have actually just gone back in. So anyway, let's let the chickens out, and I can show you the 2 new additions, although it might be hard to spot because I've already got 4 light Sussex, and I do have to ring them. Freedom, girls, there they come. Right, so I'm not sure. I would imagine the 2 that we actually purchased yesterday will probably be the last 2 that come out. 2. So we've got 10 chickens in total. That's 4 that have come out. All right, girls. Yeah. Oh, I can hear movement. There's another one. Nicky did say that the 2 we got yesterday were bigger than the 4 that we already had, but but they were all point of lay pullets. So oh, I thought they would have been zooming out. All right, girls. Yeah. Right, so I put another drum there last night. If the goslings could, if they wanted to get out the rain, but I don't. Unlikely they went in there. But there's 9 goslings out at the moment. Looks like they all survived last night. Well, saying that, the gander wants to go in there. But so we've got 9 goslings, and both the geese are still in the nest box. So I'm assuming there's either eggs are still sat on, or there's 1 or 2 goslings in there, which we don't know at the moment. But there's definitely, I counted 9 out, and then down in that nest box there's still another goose in there on a nest, which I've got no idea what's going on in there. I think the last time I counted was about seven eggs in the previous video. But yeah, so a bit later on today, when Nicky decides to get out of bed, we'll introduce the other gosling and let him mix in with those ones, and hopefully they adopt him. Fingers crossed. But they are so cute. They are so cute. But I shall be spending all day up here. I haven't got the dogs with me yet. I'll probably go back down and pick them up later on. And that is just purely on any birds of prey coming over. Just my presence here, keep them away. But yeah, they're all being a bit adventurous. Right, I'm going to see if I can capture golden pheasants, and I've actually just spotted them, but the female's ever so brown, like a typical normal pheasant, but a lot smaller in size, and the golden pheasant is like a yellow crest head, red breast. Anyway, I'm going to swing the camera around and then we can see if we can capture him. I just walk along the fence. He is actually along the fence line here. Probably never. Female would be very hard to spot. Right, I'm going to zoom in, and there, just coming into frame. There he is. Walk round. He might go out in the open. And there he is. So, yeah, that's a cock golden pheasant. Try and get a closer up picture of him closer up. What I have got to do today is I'm going to cut some hazel down and create like a bush, and because last night I come up here and he was perched, roosting on one of these fences that separate like the chickens from the ducks. So on this post here where the feeder is, I'm just going to pile it up with loads of like hazel, and hopefully they get on and perch on that. I might do it on the centre post, just because that's taller. And the female's in here somewhere, because I just picked her up because she was in the chicken run, and I put her back over. But where she is, God knows. But the female's well camouflaged. We tucked in underneath any of this, which I need to trim at some point. Yeah, he's ever so pretty, and they generally lay in the spring, so we're in May now. Unlikely we'll get any eggs this year, but certainly next year I'll create their own run for, say, the golden pheasants and the quail, and then hopefully we can next spring get some eggs and breed from them. Right, about a week ago, I noticed, week, 2 weeks ago, I noticed there was a hole underneath this gate here, just there, look where I'm pointing. There was a hole here, and something was going in and out, which I was guessing was possibly a rat. So what I did was I got some chicken mesh, and I put some chicken mesh underneath the gate here, all the way along. But I did think, because there's sort of like holes underneath the chicken coop, I did think if I blocked it, have I blocked it in, or have I blocked it from coming in? So anyway, I've done it, and I've just noticed this. So walking around like I do, and I've just noticed this, and I'll show you what I did notice first. Was this here. What I did is I noticed you've got the chicken mesh and it comes down to the floor and then it comes along, and I've noticed that it looks like something was like trying to get underneath the mesh and like dig out. So I'm thinking, have I trapped a bloody rat in there? And then this morning, well, a minute ago, I've just noticed this, and it's actually dug. So we've got the chicken run there, and it's actually dug all the way underneath the chicken mesh, which comes out like 2 foot from the fence, and there's the hole. So now, as I stand back, you can see that's happened last night, and they've dug underneath the mesh until the mesh stops, and then they're out. So I will block that in today. Then hoping that if there was a rat in there, he's now out, and if I block that in, he won't be able to get back in, unless he's come in, out, who knows. But that will, I have to get that blocked in. Oh dear. Right, so that's the bits of hazel that I've cut and made a few perches for the golden pheasants to jump up and roost on. Might add some more to that, but it'll do for now. Right, we've got both the females out the nest box now. I'm pretty sure she's got 9 goslings with her, but I think there's 2 more in the nest box which can't get out, and the mothers are calling them, and they are struggling to get out. And I don't know whether, if I walk over there to try and hook them out, I think the mother will go straight in. Decision time. Come on, Goslin. Oh, she's not going back in, so hopefully I can hook them out. No, she's turning. Come on. Right. Not she can come and attack me now. Yeah, come on, you two got to come out. There you go. There you go, Mum. There you go. There you go. Oh my God. So, mothers are out. That's it. Well, I'm going to try and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I made that 12. I can't. The numbers just keep going up. So, one of the mothers gone back in. That's it. So, I think when I pulled those 2 goslings out, it looked like there was a couple of eggs still there, but yeah, very, very proud parents. Yeah, keep hissing at me. Right, I shall walk away now. There you go. I think they were going to take him to the pond, so see what happens. Right, that is definitely the 2. They've come out of the house now. That's the 2 that we purchased yesterday. And that's the 2 we purchased yesterday, and they're identical to those. But the fact that they're all down the bottom there, probably waiting for me to give them some corn. These 2 are together. I'm pretty sure that they're the 2 that we bought today. We're just starting to see what their surroundings are like. And they're just for our egg layers. And the geese were all out with 12 goslings, and the pond is just there, so I'm guessing they are introducing them to the water. I don't want to get any closer than this, so I just don't want to spook them. But yeah, there you go, straight to the pond. Have a drink. And I'd like to think they're going to jump in it with the goslings. I really need to introduce Jerry to them, especially now they're being introduced to the water. But Nicky's not here, so I'm gonna have to do it. Right, I'm gonna set the camera up. I don't want to walk. It's so difficult. I don't want to ruin what they're trying to do. But yeah, you're proud of my parents. Right, let's see if I can stick this on the post. Right there on by the pond. I'll leave the camera there and I'll go and get Mum. I'll go and get the other gosling. Oh dear, that worked really well. I'm really hoping that was caught on camera. But oh, you can you can see which one it is, because this is a lot bigger than the others. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, that is so brilliant. Oh, I so hope that was caught on camera. I really do. As soon as I put the gosling down, gander comes straight over. And now it's just mixed in with the others. That is brilliant. Oh, so pleased with that. That went really well. Oh dear, that's good. Right, and so we've still got, I don't know if you can see the nest box behind, but we've got a goose in that one as well. Sat on eggs. I think we were working out a week later than these lot. She went to sit on those eggs a week later. So a few more days, couple more days, and I'd like, fingers crossed, there'll be some more goslings, but that makes 13. Oh, baker's dozen. Nicky called it Jerry, but baker's dozen. he's a lot bigger. He's a week older than the other goslings, so oh, that's brilliant. Excellent. Well, hello. Right, today is Monday, bank holiday Monday, and I'm not working, which is good news. Just is going to be a quick update on what's going on. Right, first of all, the geese swing round. They're all out there now. They're all still got one goose still sat in there. I had a look yesterday. There were still six eggs in the nest box. There's 12 goslings, which they're very protective over. Now, you would have seen in the earlier on, I released the gosling that we incubated, and I actually thought that they were going to adopt him. Turns out after about an hour, both the female geese and the gander were picking on him, and every time, because the gosling stood out from the rest because he was a bit bigger, and they just kept pinning him down and trying to push him away all the time. It wasn't very nice to watch, to be honest, and so I went in there and took him out of the equation. So he's back in the brooding shed. So they've still got the 12 goslings, and the nest box, and the further one down, she's still sat on the eggs there. I haven't seen no movement from it. The two light Sussex, the white ones, that's definitely one of them. Don't know where the other one is. One of these over here. They seem to have settled in okay. No squabbling. Little Fleurs seem to be happy. Bantams. We're going to the brooding shed. Golden pheasants are quite elusive. You don't really see much of them during the day. Come the evening, they're a little bit more active, I think, trying to find a place to roost. The ducklings, they make hell of a mess, but they are cute. We've got some nice patterns on them, nice feathering. Can't tell yet which ones are the males or females. Still waiting for like their little curly feather turn up at the tail. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Ever so cute. Right, just going into the brooding shed. And I'll show you, see how Jerry's getting on. Right, so we're in the brooding shed. As you can see, there's Jerry. And what we've done, because he's been on his own, we've introduced the 4 frizzled chicks, bantam chicks, to give him a bit of company. When we put him in with the other goslings, he seemed to love that. But the parents were just attacking him, so we took him out, and now we've put the 4 little bantams in with him to keep him company. So we've got them with the heat lamp on now, and we'll wait till they start getting some feathers, and then we can open up the little door in the corner, and then that give them access outside next to the ducks. Yep. As the incubator's going on, we've got 20 bantam eggs in this one. I think they're a week old today. All right, champ. Yeah, you've not been in here yet, have you? Not even supposed to be in this pen. We've cleaned out the incubator which had the goose eggs in, and we're today going to be putting in bantam eggs and some quail. Bantam eggs are going to go in this one. Hopefully we're going to have close to 40, because we can get 40 eggs in this one. And this incubator here, we're going to put quail's eggs. We found 8 quail's eggs yesterday. Don't know whether they're fertile, don't know how old they are, but we're gonna try them in that incubator. Now that incubator, on the last 2 runs, we never had any luck, so I thought, well, we'll give it a go with these quail eggs, see what happens. But even if they don't hatch, it could be the eggs, or it still could be the incubator, but we'll give it a go with that one. Yeah, the brooding boxes are all cleaned out, all ready to go for the next batch of chicks. Now the golden pheasants are probably amongst all those dock leaves over there. Don't know whether they perched into those trees last night, no idea. Going back, we had the rat run where those chickens are in the corner, just there. I filled that up with stones, and then last night when it got dark, I come out here with me air gun, when I got a night vision scope on it, and there was a couple of rats running underneath those food bins and around this corner. I did shoot one, but that was it. And I noticed there's a couple of other rat runs, and they've been getting in, so I'm gonna move the tractor around this back hedge here, leave it there for a couple of days so the rats get used to it, and then I'm gonna come up here one night, just sit in the tractor and see what I can get. But I've got to try and keep on. This is the first sighting we've had of any rat, so I've got to try and keep on top of them. I've got a rat bait box over that way somewhere. I'm gonna have to dig that out and get some rat poison as well and put that down, stick it near those food bins. Yeah, I've got to keep on top of that. My assistant, my apprentice has just turned up. All right, nice lie in.
Shut up.
This time, nearly 12 o'clock. Yeah, she's had a nice lie in. Anyway, yeah, so that is it. It's a beautiful day. Oh, one other little bit of news. You're gonna love this. Right, you're gonna love this. Although I didn't. Trevor the tractor. Yesterday, I just thought, right, got the topper on the back, so I'm gonna go around the perimeter and cut which I regularly drive round. Anyway, going round the perimeter, the tractor's got two windows, two side windows, and they pop open. I had this window pop open, so two side windows, and I had this window popped open, and as I was going round, it caught a tree, a branch stuck out, and it went bang. And I have no window in here. And God, didn't it make me jump. So, still got bits of glass everywhere. That's what I've picked up so far from inside the cab. And yeah, there should be a bit of glass in there. So, not happy. I've got to take these hinges off and unbolt those hinges, and I've still got the glass in there. So I picked up all the glass which was over on the mud guard and on the topper and on the ground. Picked up as much of it as I could, and then I've just got to clean the inside of the cab, and that's it. God, didn't it go bang? Fucking made me shit. Anyway, so I've looked online. I can get another window, and less than 100 quid. Not sure how easy they are to fit, but I can't see it being too bad, too hard. So anyway, yeah, you missed that one. Right, so I'm just going to start the tractor up and maneuver it around the back of the chicken run so I can position it to shoot rats. And Nicky's decided to jump on a tractor and cut the grass. Oh well, box of glass out the way. There she goes. we're in the brooder shed, and there's an update with Jerry, our gosling that we incubated, where the parents wouldn't accept her, wouldn't adopt to it. So anyway, they've had 12 goslings, and I noticed that the two females and the gander were with their dozen goslings around down the bottom end of the goose pen, and I was looking into the nest box and I could see a couple of eggs and I could see a gosling, so one that has just hatched. So what we thought we'd do is quickly go in there, take the gosling and stick him with our other gosling who's on his own. And obviously our gosling is quite a bit bigger, but she is certainly, I walked in and they were both just sort of cuddled up to each other, whereas obviously the frizzled chicks and the gosling, they were like keeping their distance a bit. So we have now got her a friend, which Nicky, I think Nicky wants to keep them as pets, and she's told me I've got to name that one, the one I robbed. Yeah, I'll think about it. Famous robber. Okay, all right. Right, so anyway, I'm going to switch it around and show you that in a sec. But before I do that, I'm just, we've got 2 incubators that are warming up, and I'm going to swing the camera around. They're now loaded up. This one here is got frizzles, millefleur, eggs in. Trying to think how many we've got in there now. So there's 5 rows, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 eggs. So I've just put them in, so I'm going to stick the lid on that one. Right, so there's 40 bantam eggs in there. There's 20 bantam eggs in that one, which are just on 6 days, I think, 6 days, those ones. And this incubator, we have found 8 quail eggs. Now this is the incubator that I had not a very good success rate, so I'm going to give it a go with these quail's eggs and see what happens. If any of them hatch, the incubator stays. If they don't, I'll probably give it another go. Right, so anyway, let's see, let's get those ones in. That's been up to temperature. That's 8 quail eggs in that one. So fingers crossed with this incubator. I'm giving you 2 more chances. That's chance number 1. And 1 more chance. So we'll see. Right, and that's it. Oh, did I actually show you? Oh, there they are. There's the 2 goslings. Not sure if you can see that. Yeah. So the big gosling, he's now 2 or 3 weeks old. I can't remember. And that one, that little one, I reckon he was born yesterday. Right, so that's it for today. That's the bank holiday weekend over with. Back to work tomorrow. Anyway, gosling and the 2 goslings that we've, the one I've robbed, they seem to be doing well together. Yep, and it's been a beautiful day, although it does look like rain over there, but anyway, that's it for today. I've been cutting up logs. Just bought one of those DeWalt battery cordless chainsaws, the one with the 50 centimeter bar on it, and I must admit it is pretty good. Well, I'm well impressed with that. There ain't many trees here to be cutting up, but I get the odd one, and then you get the odd one that falls over on the track on the way up, and I cut it up, and I just think, well, I'll just cut it up and log it and sell the logs. Another bit of income coming from the land. So yeah, but good bit of kit that is. I've got petrol chainsaws, and when they start playing up, no matter what the adjustments you do, they never seem to be right unless you start stripping the carburetor down. When you start stripping the carburetor down, then you got to really know what you're doing. But yeah, it's been a good weekend. We had a bit of bad weather on the Saturday. Well, bad, it chucked it down. But otherwise, the Friday night and Sunday night we stayed up here, kept an eye on all the goslings. Haven't seen any birds of prey, which is good. Yeah, and I think during the week I'm gonna have to see if I can shoot some rats. There's a pain in the ass that is. Anyway, if you like the videos, please like, subscribe and all that bollocks, and see you in the next one. Happy days!